Welcome to Ashland University Kitchen. We're cooking for the holidays. My name is Chef Kevin Burke, and today we're going to have for you AU's traditional Madrigale's Pot Roast with roasted potatoes and roasted root vegetables. We're going to do it in two parts. First, we're going to do the potatoes and roasted root vegetables, and then we're going to do the pot roast. Okay, to start, we're going to toss the potatoes in some oil, some garlic, some thyme, salt, and pepper. What we're using here is what we call creamers, or red skin. They're red skin potatoes. They're a lot more tender, and they cook a lot more evenly because of the size. We'll roast them for about 20 minutes at 350, and then check them. And then we'll just take these and we'll put them in the oven. Okay, now we have the potatoes are roasting. Now we have to get the root vegetables. So what we do is we start with parsnip, turnip, rutabaga, and carrots. We will prep them into a large dice. And then basically what we do is we have this. Carrots, turnips, rutabaga, and parsnips. And then we have pearl onions. You can get these frozen, or you can get them fresh. They usually come peeled nowadays, but they really add a great flavor to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these, we're going to add oil. This is extra virgin olive oil. Roughly tablespoon, almost a tablespoon of pepper. I like black pepper, so, okay, and salt. And then we sprinkle it with a little thyme, about a little over a teaspoon. And then throw the garlic on there, chopped garlic. These carrots we're using, you can buy them just like that. They're fresh. It's just a lot easier because you have them. You can buy them. You can use some for like veg and dip later or whatever. And they cook a lot more evenly. And they're a lot easier, and they are a fresh product. They just cut them and bag them for you. Okay, and then these are going to go into the oven, about 350, about half an hour. As you've noticed, we cooked the potatoes and the vegetables separately because they have different cooking times. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix them to serve them. I'm going to bring in the roasted vegetables and onions. With our roasted potatoes, these things are like sweetness. They're they call them creamers. They're a C-sized red skin, and they are just beautiful. And then we're going to put a little bit more veggie on top. Make it look like they cook together. There we go. All right. And then we're going to put these in the warmer to be served with our pot roast. Okay, now for part two, we're going to show you the beef pot roast. When I say pot roast, it can be, you can use chuck, you can use from the round, any not tender steak-like product, usually anywhere from like 3 to 8 pounds. We want to take the mirepoix, which is the aromatics, which in this case is celery. We have it already done. Onion, carrot, oil. This stuff's all in the recipe. Salt, pepper. Then we're going to take a mixture of balsamic vinegar and Worcestershire and red wine with the tomato paste. We mix them all together with about a quart of beef broth. And that's ready to go. Now what we do is we take, the beef is going to set on that. So we'll set this aside for a second and we'll prep our meat. Okay, what we have here is a round roast. And we've taken a mixture of brown sugar, salt, pepper, garlic, granulated onion, and a mixture of seasonings. And we rub it all over the beef. And there's coriander in here, which is my favorite herb, by the way. And we rub it all over it. Yes, we're making a mess. The more the better. Okay. That's it for that. And then.
Yeah, then you set it up.
Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take that rubbed beef. We're going to set it on the veggies. They're all mixed together with everything. About half to 2/3 of the way up, and that's why we call it a braise. That's the difference between this and roasting. A braise is usually a larger piece of meat with the aromatics and seasonings and stuff, and the liquid, the cooking liquid, about 2/3 of the way up. Then we're going to cover it. We use parchment paper and foil. We're going to cover that. We're going to put it in the oven for about 4 hours at about 325. Okay, now we have our pot roast completely done. What we're going to do is we're going to take this and put it aside to carve or pull or whatever way we like to. And then we're going to take this and put it in the pot on the stove. Now we have the liquid and the mirepoix that we took from the roast. It's got all that flavor and love from the roast, all that seasoning and everything. And what we do is here, we try not to do a lot of thickeners, try to do our sauces as natural as possible. So what we do is you can put this in a blender if you want, but it's real easy with a burr mixer. You try not to spray it all over the place, and you just mix it until it's completely pureed. And if you have to, if it's too thick, you can adjust it with some beef broth. If it's not thick enough, you can adjust it with just like a cornstarch slurry. But this usually turns out to be excellent texture, silky, and just you get all the flavors from the carrots, the celery, the garlic, and without having to what I almost bring in other thickeners. You don't need that if you have the natural thickness of the vegetables. Okay, this is our finished product. So now we're ready to carve our pot roast. What we're gonna do, now pot roast can be pulled a little bit or it can be sliced. Either way, this, as you can see, the ends, they're kind of pulling. And then you get to, as you get in the middle, you get to ones that are slicing a little bit better. And they're all wonderful for the eating. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this, this is how we plate it. Then we have our beautiful sauce. Put a little rosemary garnish. There you go. The AU traditional Madrigale's pot roast with the roasted vegetables and potatoes. I'm Chef Kevin Burke. Hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.